In this video, we're going to use the distributive law to expand these products, and then we're going to simplify. And I'm going to go through the 5 questions here, and we're going to work out how to simplify them. Okay, let's look at question A. In the red writing, we've got the question, and then we've got some dotted pink lines across the top and some dotted green lines across the bottom. And so these dots are going to show how we multiply. Okay, so firstly what we're going to do is we're going to multiply x by x squared, which will give us x to the power of 3. Then we multiply x by x, which will give us x squared. And then we multiply x by 1, which gives us x. So this is the first part of expanding. So we've multiplied by x. And then secondly, we want to multiply 1 by x squared. That gives us x squared. And then 1 multiplied by x. That gives us x. And 1 multiplied by 1, that gives us an answer of 1. So firstly we multiply to expand, and adding all of those up gives us x to the power of 3 plus x squared plus x squared plus x plus 1. So we've expanded. That's the first step. And then the second step is for us to simplify. And so to simplify, we want to collect like terms. So x to the power of 3. We've got an x squared and an x squared, so that's 2x squared. Then we've got an x and an x, that will give us 2x. And then we add 1. And so we've now simplified the product. Okay, let's go to our next question, C. Question C is 2x minus 1 in brackets multiplied by 2x squared minus x plus 4 in brackets. So we want to multiply 2x by 2x squared. That gives us 2 times 2 is 4, and x times x squared gives us x to the power of 3. Then we have 2x multiplied by negative x. So it's a positive multiplied by a negative. So it's going to be a negative. So we've got negative 2x to the power of 2. Next, we've got 2x multiplied by 4. 2x times 4 is 8x. So we've multiplied 2x by each of the terms in the second bracket. Now let's multiply negative 1 by 2x squared. So it's going to change the sign from positive to a negative, so we have negative 2x squared. Negative 1 times x will give us negative x. And negative 1, apologies for that, negative 1 multiplied by negative x will give us x. And then thirdly, we have negative 1 times by 4, that will give us negative 4. So we've expanded. So we have 4x to the power of 3 minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 2x squared plus x minus 4. Now we want to collect our like terms. So anything to the power of 3 with an x, it's just 4x squared. Okay, we've got anything to the power of 2. So an x to the power of 2. We've got negative 2x and negative 2x. So negative 2x minus negative 2x will give us negative 2x squared, and a negative 2x squared will give us negative 4x squared. Okay, and then with our x to the power of 1, or just an x, we've got 8x plus another x, that gives us 9x. And finally, we've got a minus 4. And so our final answer is 4x to the power of 3 minus 4x squared plus 9x minus 4. And so we've been able to expand and simplify our second expression. Okay, move on. Question E. Okay, question E is asking for 3 terms in our first bracket. So we've got 5x squared minus x plus 2, and multiply that by 2x minus 3. So this time what we do is we multiply 5x squared by 2x. So that'll give us 5 times 2 is 10. And x to the power of 2 times x is x to the power of 3. So that's 10x cubed. And then secondly, we have 5x squared multiplied by negative 3. So the 5 times negative 3 will be negative 15. So that's negative 15x squared. Moving to our second term here, we've got negative x, and we want to times that by 2x. So it's going to be negative 2x squared. And then moving on, we have negative x times by negative 3. So it's a negative times a negative. That gives us a positive. So we've got 3x. And then thirdly, our third term here, we have 2 multiplied by 2x. That gives us 4x. And 2 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 6. So writing all of those out, we have 10x cubed minus 15x squared minus 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x minus 6. So we've expanded. Now we want to simplify, and we simplify by collecting like terms. So anything to the power of 3. Yep, so we've got 10x to the power of 3. Okay, to the power of 2. So we've got a minus 15x to the power of 2 and a negative 2x to the power of 2. So you've got minus 15 of them, and then we minus another 2 of them, so it's going to be minus 17 of them. So it's minus 17x squared. Collecting like terms with our 3x and 4x, we've got 7x, and then we minus 6. So there's our final answer for question E. Let's move on to question G. Question G has x plus a in brackets, and we want to multiply that by x squared minus ax plus a. So again, same process, x multiplied by x squared. So it's x to the power of 3. Then we have x multiplied by negative ax. So it's a positive multiplied by a negative, so it's going to be a negative ax squared. And then thirdly, we've got x multiplied by a. And is it ax or it's xa? We should say it's ax. So we put them in the order, in alphabetical order. So it's ax. Okay. And then we're going to multiply out a. So we've got a multiplied by x squared. That gives us ax squared. A multiplied by negative ax. So the positive times the negative is going to be a negative. so it's negative ax squared. We've got a times a is a squared. And so now we've expanded there. Now we need to write those out. So we've got x to the power of 3 minus ax squared plus ax squared minus a squared x plus a squared. So we need to collect like terms. So we've got only one of them there, x to the power of 3. Let's have a look at our powers of 2. I'm going to just highlight in different colours here. Okay. In our yellow, we've got the x's to the power of 2. So these are like terms. So we've got a's to the power of 1 and x's to the power of 2. We're just checking our answers here. We perhaps have made a little mistake. Let's just check here. So we've got x to the power of 3 minus a x squared. Then we've got plus ax. Then we've got ax squared. Yep, we're right there. Okay, my apologies. So we've got these two will cancel each other out. My apologies. That one and that one will cancel each other out. We've got an ax squared, a negative ax squared, and a positive ax squared. So they will cancel each other out. And so then we're left with our final answer of x to the power of 3 minus ax squared plus ax plus a squared. So in this video, we've been able to expand and then simplify. And in question G, the negative ax squared and the positive ax squared both cancelled each other out. Finally, let's look at question I. So question I gives us x plus a in brackets multiplied by x squared minus ax plus a squared. So we want to have x multiplied by x squared will give us x to the power of 3. Then x multiplied by negative ax, that will give us negative ax squared. And thirdly, we have x multiplied by a squared x. So we've got our x times x will give us, we've got x multiplied by a squared will give us a squared x. And moving on, we have an a multiplied by x squared, that will give us ax squared. Secondly, we've got a multiplied by negative ax, so the a times the negative a, that will be negative ax, negative a squared, and then we multiplied by x, so it's negative a squared x. And finally, we have a multiplied by a squared, so that gives us a to the power of 3. Okay, writing all of those ones out gives us x to the power of 3 minus ax squared plus a squared x plus a x squared minus a squared x plus a to the power of 3. There's quite a mouthful. Okay, let's see if we can cancel anything there. So we have a negative ax squared plus an ax squared. So they'll cancel each other out. And we have an a squared x minus an a squared x. And they'll cancel each other out. So all we're left with is x to the power of 3 plus a to the power of 3. Thanks for watching the video. So we have been able to expand and simplify by first multiplying out the first term in the brackets by each of the terms in the second brackets, as shown with the pink dotted lines at the top. And then secondly, we have been able to multiply out the second term in the brackets by all of the other terms in the right hand side, as shown by the green dots at the bottom. We have expanded that, and then finally in our last line we've been able to collect like terms.